Welcome back to another episode of Front Row Cinema, a movie podcast for movie lovers by movie lovers. I am your host, TJ Trimboli, and with me, as always, my co-host, all the way from the sacrificial chambers, soon to be the proud father of a brand new chest burster. I got Mr. James O'Reilly in the house tonight.
The sacrificial chamber. Man, oh man.
Have you spent a lot of time with your new son yet? How's he doing out there killing?
He's doing good. He's doing good. Band-aids are pretty hard to come by. It's just
Uh,
kind of like acid bleeds through all of them, but what are you gonna do?
Tough to get a boo-boo in that day. I mean, it must be tough to be a proud papa right there. But do you have an honor roll
Proud's a
student?
stretch. Let's not say proud.
No, all right. So no proud. So no honor roll. No
Let's
honor
not
roll
say proud.
sticker
He's
on the
kind of a monster.
no honor roll sticker on the back of the car.
No, no, absolutely not.
Now, well, listen, they can't all be winners. And each week we take a look at my 1,000 movies I've seen in theaters, and we see how well it's aged, along with the hype surrounding the film, its box office analysis, and legacy in the film industry. So if you enjoy this kind of content, hit that sub button on YouTube, leave that 5-star review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It's how you help the channel grow. Jim, what are we watching tonight?
We're watching a movie that is really gonna like test the limits of our friendship. It's Alien versus Predator.
Listen, I'm never worried about the limits of our friendship, no matter how many shitty movies I make you watch. But yes, we're watching the 2004 action horror film written and directed by what some might claim the maestro, others might claim the bane of cinema, Mr. Paul W.S. Anderson, and starring Sanaa Lathan and Lance Henriksen. Now, we got the DVD cover here because, yeah, why not? Why not have the DVD
Of
cover?
course you own this movie. Yeah, of course you do.
Come on, Jim. How could I not? I have to. It's just a
It's
part
pretty
of.
easy. You just don't buy Alien versus Predator. It's like
Well, listen.
I did it. Didn't even break a sweat actually.
Yeah, well, when you can get your own time machine and go back in time and convince me not to do it, then maybe we'll do that. But for right now, I got the DVD. We got our lovely little log line on the back, and it reads, "It may be our planet, but it's their war. The deadliest creatures from the scariest sci-fi movies ever made face off for the first time. The incredible adventure begins when the discovery of an ancient pyramid buried in the Antarctic sends a team of scientists and adventurers to the frozen continent. There they make an even more terrifying discovery. Two alien races engage in the ultimate battle. Whoever wins, we lose."
You could say that again.
What a tagline. Whoever wins, we lose. And lose we did. They didn't know
I
how
certainly felt like
prophetic
I
those
lost.
words.
Yeah, I certainly.
They didn't know how prophetic those words were. Jim, was this a first time watch for you?
Yeah, I've never seen this movie, and that was
Ah,
very much by choice.
so you're saying you weren't there at the showing?
I am pretty sure I was not.
So what you think you were too good for Alien vs Predator? You're just sitting at home watching the Athens Olympics?
Still do think I'm too good for it, actually.
Uh no, I saw Alien versus Predator, the 4:45 p.m. show on Tuesday, August 17th, which I think is the first Tuesday after its opening weekend.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah. Went with my brother and two family friends. There was my mom's best friends, their kids. We went with them. And I remember going with them because this is a funny little story. And it's one of those things that, like, it never popped into my head that there was anything weird about it until, like, my dad walked in and said something. But
Oh
so
no.
we, no, it's not gross.
Oh
That's,
my
well,
God, what are you about to say?
it's gross, but not sexual. Um,
Oh, okay.
so we went and saw this movie, the four of us, and then we went back to hang out back at the house. And my parents and their parents were there. I think it was everyone was just hanging out for like a dog days of summer day. And my dad at one point goes to go to the bathroom, and the door's not locked, and he walks in to me taking a dump while Vinny, one of the friends, is just sitting on the cabinet, and we're just like having a conversation about the movie, as if like we're like without a care in the world. And my dad walked in and looked at us and he's like, "I swear to God, man." And like, not even talking to Vinny, just looking right at me. And he's like, "I swear to God, you get weirder and weirder every single day." And he just shut the door.
I mean, like, that's either very weird or you and this other dude were just like really good friends, like
Right.
really really good friends,
Yeah,
you know.
really, really good friends. And I mean, like,
It
as
doesn't
we,
sound like anybody was complaining.
yeah, like, listen, we had a conversation to be had about the movie, and no amount of pooping was going to stop that conversation.
So what was the temperature like after, like, was this like a conversation like you guys were like hyped up because you had just seen Alien versus Predator, or is this like you guys were we were shitting on it? Like what was the talk?
Jim, we were literally and figuratively shitting on this movie.
Okay,
I
okay.
I hated it
I
back.
I
I
walked right into that one.
You did, yeah. Well, you queued me up for it. That was a nice little. You sent it right down the middle. Let me knock it right out of the park.
Yeah, I'd like to say that I did it on
You're
purpose, but I
you're
definitely did not.
you're a good wingman there. The only way you can be a better wingman is if you come over to my house and have a conversation with me while I take a dump.
Probably not anytime soon.
All right, so so
Only
you can.
because I'm far away. If I'm in New York, absolutely.
But yeah, no, I absolutely hated this movie the first time I saw it, and I remember we were like four of maybe eight people in the entire theater, and it was in like their biggest theater, so like nobody was fucking there. Like this movie tanked hard, no one gave a shit about it, and it reflected everywhere because that box office was very questionable. So let's cue it up, Jim. Let's dive into some box office numbers.
Numbers, dates, numbers, numbers, dates, array, dates, numbers. Show me the money.
Show me the
All
money,
right.
Jim.
Alien versus Predator is gonna open against a $60 million budget.
Honestly, for a movie like this, it's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, it's high, but it could have been worse.
I mean, yeah, they've spent a lot more money on equally, if not worse, movies. So, I mean, I guess 60,000 is not terrible.
60,000.
60 million. 60,000 would have been better.
60,000, give or take a few million.
Yeah. 60
It's
million's not terrible. Not
not
terrible.
terrible. I mean, to put in that context, Kangaroo Jack was like 80.
Right, right, exactly. Definitely not the worst we've seen. It's gonna open that against that budget the weekend of August 13th through August 15th. Notably, sharing an opening weekend with the Athens Olympics.
Um, they really just hamstrung themselves on that one.
Yeah, I mean, this is the opening ceremonies on the 13th, so this is like Athens Olympics in full swing.
Yeah, oof, that's tough to go up against that. Alien
And it's
versus
gonna open,
Predator versus Athens.
yeah, it's gonna open number one
All right.
with $38.3 million.
Bah, 30, you said 38.3?
Yeah.
All right, that's tying the number 36 spot. Grossed the same amount as the Cat in the Hat. So it's sandwiched there. They're right behind 51st Dates 39 and just ahead of SWAT's 37.
All right. I
There's
mean, is that good company for this movie? Like, they're not spending a ton of money making this. This is just kind of like a cheap cash grab, right?
is it though? I think they're probably hoping for this to become like they're a new big franchise and to kind of like revitalize the Alien and Predator movies. Because at
Yeah,
this point, you haven't had a Predator movie since the Danny Glover one, and we haven't had an Alien movie since the absolute classic that was Resurrection.
yeah. I mean, that's fair. But like, why does this come out in the middle of August?
Probably because Paul W.S. Anderson wrote it.
I mean, yeah, like that's what I mean. Like, if you were really taking that kind of swing, isn't this like a July movie, like a June movie?
Yes, I mean maybe that was their original intention, and then once they got to post and they were like starting to like take this on the road and showcase it, they were like, "Ooh, we got a turd on our hands," and it was kind of just like, "Let's dump it in August and see what we can do."
Yeah, and I can see that, but then I think about the budget and I'm like, they're not really taking a swing here. Like they're not really going all out, you know?
Well, I mean, I guess the
I mean,
biggest
all right,
thing.
let me put it to you this way.
Okay, let me hear
What movie star is in this movie?
it. Lance Henriksen.
Like literally none, right? Like if you were taking a swing, don't you put a movie star in this?
Yeah, you would think. I mean, in today's franchise fatigued world, you'd absolutely get one of the Chris's in this. You'd somehow find a way to pay him to get into it.
Yeah, which actually makes me want to play our favorite game. Is this
This
movie better with Chris Evans?
Jim, not no, not it would absolutely ruin Evans's star by being part of this. This man should
What
say,
if, what
Chris
if,
Pratt. Chris Pratt could be put in this because he'll take that paycheck.
all right, so do we do this later or do we do it now? Because we're here, right?
You already you rolled the train up to the station. You might as well sing along that.
I'm gonna tell you how this movie is better with Chris Evans.
Oh, okay.
So it's like mostly the same movie.
Does
Um,
Chris Evans play the Santa Lathan part?
no, no. The beginning is like mostly the same. Maybe you try and make it a little bit more interesting, right? When that first predator takes his mask off, boom, it's Chris Evans. he's a he's a human who's with the predators, and he's on his like ritual to like become a man in predator society. That movie is so much better with Chris Evans, isn't it? Like,
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Amazing. I feel like that reveal though is gonna lose everybody in the audience.
no. Because here's the thing: you make it like that's like you skip all the bullshit setup in the beginning of this, right? And they're already at the place, and like they're about to go into the hole. Like I don't know, you figure out how to make that work so that it's like they're like there for a reason already, and then a hole shows up, and they're just like, "What's down there?"
Yeah. Do you hide Chris? Do you hide Chris Evans from the trailer though?
Oh, that's
Or
a
are you
good
gonna put that
question.
front and center? Like that's your sell is him taking the predator mask off, and it's like, no, Chris Evans is a predator. Like that's got to be what you hinge the trailer on, right?
Yeah, I mean that's maybe like the end of the trailer. I don't know. I'm not a marketing guy. I'm just
He's an
saying this movie
idea
is
guy,
better with
people.
Chris Evans. There's an angle here.
I mean, no,
There's an
you're right.
angle.
I don't know if the movie would be better, but I absolutely, upon seeing a trailer where a predator takes his mask off and it's Chris Evans, like you're goddamn sure I'm going to be at the opening night for
Yeah,
that movie,
right,
regardless
right.
of how it comes out.
You do that movie and you spend like $100 million making it instead, and you got a hit on your hands. I'm just saying.
Well, we got something on our hands, that's for sure.
Yeah. So, but anyway, that's not the movie they did make. Uh, the movie they did make, like we said, opened number one with $38.3
And
million because
can
we're
I have
still
one?
in the box office. We
Can I
got a
have
little
one last?
sidetracked here.
Yeah, can I add one last addendum before we pivot back into the box office
Oh
here?
yeah, absolutely. What do you got?
When the stinger at the end of that trailer, when it's them fighting and like joining leagues, like does he do his Captain America line? I could do this all day.
I mean, I don't know. I think that's when you're starting to jump the shark a little bit. I don't know if that's palatable to me.
Oh boy.
What's a line from Predator he could say though? Because that's really the move. He's got to say like a line like from that movie.
He just shouts Mac a bunch. Mac, Mac, Mac. And Santa Lathan's like,
Okay.
who the fuck's Mac, bro? He's not here. Like,
The trailer, Chris Evans takes off the Predator mask, and he looks like directly in the camera and just goes, "What's got Billy so spooked?"
¿Cómo estás?
Yeah. Maybe
Uh,
something about a meat grinder. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. There's
It's
there's layers. We got a lot to work with. There's a lot
yeah,
of meat on
but
that
I'm just
bone.
saying. I will reiterate: this movie is better with Chris Evans.
All right, I will concede. You're right. You're right.
One day we'll find a movie that's not, but so far I think we're like 10 out of 10.
So far, so good.
All right, can I jump back to the box office numbers now?
Yes. I apologize.
Oh, no apology necessary. I'll always play. Is this movie better with Chris Evans? I don't know why we don't play it every week, honestly.
True. Yeah, we should be. A lot of we've been really slacking in the is this better with Chris
Yeah,
Evans department.
it's a fun game, I think. But Alien versus Predator, the one without Chris Evans, the far inferior one, like we
Bastards.
said, opens number one with $38.3 million. It beats out the second place movie, another notable opening, and I am gonna bet it's not one that's on our list. The
Okay.
Princess Diaries 2 Royal Engagement.
I've actually never seen that movie, so no.
Okay, maybe. Ooh, that might be my pick. Maybe we'll see.
No, you lie.
That's a good
Look,
movie, though.
you get a
You know
chance.
who's in that movie?
What? Chris Pine.
Chris Pine.
Yeah, Chris
Chris
Pine.
Pine.
I knew that. I knew that. I haven't seen it, but I knew Chris Pine's in it. Man, they're just like, sorry, Collateral. We got Princess Diaries 2 on the docket.
Yeah, and then down here in fourth, also opening. I think we talked about this movie before too. The Yu-Gi-Oh the movie.
Jesus Christ, man. What are we doing? What are we even doing?
Fourth place. And that's really the only notable openings here. And we've covered a lot of these other ones already. So let's move on to weekend two. Weekend two, Alien vs. Predator is going to drop down to fourth place,
Shocking.
67.6% drop to
Ooh,
12.4 million.
it's a big fucking drop.
Losing out to the likes of Exorcist: The Beginning and Without a Paddle, both opening that weekend. All right, is Without a
This,
Paddle a movie you saw? It feels like a movie you would see.
not in theaters. We watched this, you, me, and Ryan at my house a bunch, but we didn't see it in theaters.
That might have been the end of the show if you made me watch Alien
Without a
vs.
paddle.
Predator and Without a Paddle back to
You're
back.
telling me you don't want to watch a Dax Shepard, Matthew Lillard, Seth Green production?
Not particularly, no.
I remember when we watched that in high school, like I remember loving that movie, and I can just look at the DVD case for it now and be like, that's dog shit. Not as,
There's no
there's
way
no
it's
way a single second of that movie is actually good.
maybe I'll have to pick it then.
Oh no.
Weekend Weekend three of Alien vs. Predator, a 60.5% drop. Is that the first movie we've seen drop over 60% in back-to-back weeks?
Yeah, absolutely. It's
Gotta be.
fucking
That's like pretty unprecedented, I would say. It's
that's
rare, if not
the
unprecedented.
the Athens Olympics just wiping the floor with
Yeah,
AVP.
yeah, that's Olympics still in full swing. Um,
They're like, I can't watch AVP. I gotta watch women's beach volleyball.
yeah, no, I think the Athens Olympics ended the week before this, but people
So
still have the Athens Olympics hangover. They're not going to the
true.
movies
Yeah,
just
they're
yet.
not. They're like, I can't. And if I'm going, I can't think about aliens. I can only watch people without pedals.
Yeah. I am gonna take a stab in the dark here. I'm not gonna say where this movie is on the list for weekend
Okay.
three of Alien vs. Predator.
Okay.
I am going to take a stab in the dark and say that I think we might have seen this together. The Jet Li vehicle Hero.
Jim, we did not. I've actually never seen that movie.
Oh, okay,
Man,
dude.
you got a lot to work with this week.
No, there's not a lot to work with because unless like a miracle happens, we will 1,000% be watching the movie Hero. Like
Oh
a
man.
thousand percent.
I mean, I'd be down. I've always wanted to. It just slipped through the cracks.
There is
So
many a movie that I have called a fever dream before, but Hero, if I remember correctly, might be the most feverish dream. Like I remember that movie very fondly.
you're taking a lot of swings in the box office week over week here, and we're just you haven't stumbled upon the right movie yet.
I
But
I got
I promise you, you're going to hate it.
I've got one more guess for this week, and if I don't get it on this one, I'm just gonna give up for until later.
I promise you're going to hate it, Jim.
Anaconda, The Hunt for the Blood Orchard.
Well, somebody finally stumbled their way
I
into the
knew it.
end of the snake pit. Jim,
You son of a bitch.
we're doing anacondas, the hunt for the blood orchid.
Oh my god.
This ice, well, I'll save it for next week. But this was a movie I was very hyped for. I'm not. I will not hide that whatsoever. I had no compunction about how hyped I was for anacondas.
The roller coaster that I just went on, where I thought that maybe you had seen the movie Hero, and then I found out that you actually saw Anaconda's The Hunt for the Blood Orchard. It's like it's indescribable how different those two feelings are.
Jim, you're
Uh,
gonna love yourself next week because Anacondas has our favorite Morris Chestnut. All right, so rest
Yeah.
easy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. You're really pitching
Yeah.
it.
You think Morris Chestnut would phone it in?
I'm not saying Morris Chestnut would phone it in. I am saying he would just collect a paycheck, though, especially in 2004. Uh, but back to Alien versus Predator. I mentioned the 60.5% drop. It's all the way down in eighth place with 4.9 million.
No way it gets another week.
I doubt it. Yeah. So let's just go to weekend four. Wow, I don't even know if it's in the top 20.
Dude, it's gonna drop that hard. They just stopped
I
charting it already at that point.
hold on.
Wow, dude, that would be another
Okay, no, no,
first.
no. Here it is. Here it is. It's down in 14th place with 2.5 million.
Still horrible. All right, so 3 weeks in the top 10. The last run of movies we've been doing, man, have just not been able to break like any type of run. 3 weeks here, gonna join a movie we did just a few weeks ago. It's gonna join King Arthur.
Yeah.
It's
This
rough.
summer overall is kind of a dud, huh?
Yeah, I mean, like big movies are coming out, but like none of them are really getting any staying power outside of like the beginning of the
Spider-Man 2.
summer. The beginning of the summer was solid. Harry Potter stuck around.
Yeah.
Uh, what can we did one at the beginning of May that I feel like stuck around. Oh, Shrek 2 stuck
Yeah, I
around.
was gonna say Shrek 2 was this summer.
Yeah,
Spider-Man 2 was like
Spider-Man
later on
2.
in July.
Yeah, but outside of those three, every other movie is really just kind of like came and went.
Yeah, very odd.
Yeah, it's rough.
Definitely summer over summer. The previous summer that we looked at was way cooler.
Well, last summer had a lot more like I feel like mid-budget movies that came to play.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, that's a pretty good way to put it. I could agree with that.
Yeah, whereas the mid-budget movies for this summer are just continuously sink like a stone.
Yeah. Now, now for some totals.
I shudder to hear them.
Domestically, Alien versus Predator finishes with $80.3 million,
Jesus.
which, I mean, that's a miss for sure with that $60 million budget. It's not as, again, the budget's actually making this like kind of stomachable.
Just barely over the threshold.
Yeah, and that burgeoning international market. Internationally, it's going to pull in 97.1 million
Fucking international market.
for a worldwide total of $177.4 million, which
Oh my.
again, with that $60 million budget, is that kind of not bad? Like that feels like it's kind of not bad.
I mean, we once again see it. The international market comes to save this movie from being a failure.
Yeah, I
Like
think you
that,
got it.
it's not
It's
it's
like
not a home run, but you got on base.
no, it's starting to like kind of peek out its head. Again, it's not where it's gonna be in like probably like another like 5 years where it can make a movie. You know what I mean? Like make a movie like a smashing success. But it is, you're starting to see it kind of peak out and like save these movies that otherwise would be total failures.
Son of a bitch, international market. That 177.4 going to put us in the number 51 spot, just outside of the top 50, sitting behind How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, 177.5, but ahead of Dr. Dolittle 2's 176.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. So,
not the best of company, I suppose.
yeah, but I mean, hey, the international market saved you, so you're lucky. You
Yeah,
skated by
dude,
the skin of your teeth.
it really is like Alien versus Predator crawled so Transformers could walk. You know what I mean? Like that's like what I feel like is going on here.
Why would you say something so outrageous?
I think it's just very interesting because it like this is good enough to me, like where that's why they're gonna start leaning into this kind of stuff over the next like decade. You know what I mean? They're like, wow, if we did this with Alien versus Predator, what can we do with like Michael Bay and Mark Wahlberg? You know what I mean? Like those guys are actually famous. Like people might go see that movie. You know? Like,
Yeah, they didn't know what they stumbled upon. Much like the characters stumbling into this battle, we didn't know what we were stumbling onto by the
Right.
international market saving this movie. Because
Right.
saving it did, because the reception to this movie is atrocious.
I can only
21%
imagine.
from the critics, 39% from the audience, 5.7 IMDb with the death sentence, the B cinema score.
B is tough, dude. Still not the worst one we've seen. Didn't we see a C the other day?
We did. We did get a C for a certain movie. I do not remember which movie that was. But it was one we've done recently, I feel like. Oh, The Village.
Yeah, that
Yeah, The
makes sense.
Village got a C. People were not feeling on The Village. But Jim, people were feeling a certain way about this movie because boy howdy, did I have a time in the user reviews.
I say this a lot, like about the user reviews. I can only imagine, but I think people who are listening to this can tell, and I think you and I can tell that we're both a little hyped up about this movie. And if we're hyped up, I can only imagine what the one-star reviews on IMDb are going to be saying.
Yeah.
The personal attacks are probably going to be through the roof. I am predicting that nobody is going to say "what a babe" or anything of the like.
We're gonna get some
I,
we're gonna get
and
some
I am pretty
characters.
sure, I am pretty sure that people are going to be saying a lot of "that's not my alien, that's not my predator." I'm pretty sure that a lot of people are going to be upset with some scientific inaccuracies. So, with all that said, I'm ready to hit me with them. I'm ready to hear some of these.
You with them, I shall. We have our first one-star review here, and they write, it's the Predator. That's one ugly motherfucker, not the alien.
Oh my
I'm
God.
I'm dropping my rating from a 3 to a 2 just because I hate films that have no respect for their own franchise. Since I have to provide at least 10 lines in my comment, I'll fill them with further vitriol directed against filmmakers who do films that have less plot than Castle Wolfenstein, whatever that is.
Check and check. This
Yes.
guy's getting all the boxes.
Oh, right. Someone actually made a movie out of that. Was that you, Mr. Anderson? No, of course not. So herewith is the vitriol. A pox upon this film, I say. May it fail miserably at the box office. May you be made to attend at least some remedial screenwriting classes before being given another budget and a franchise to muck up. Muck up. How dare you?
Is that our first "how dare you"?
It's definitely up there. I mean, it's also our first pox upon this film. Like this person wished violent, virulent disease upon this film.
Yeah. I like I love how the guy really wore it on his sleeve. He was like, "So I'm gonna spend the rest of this review spitting vitriol at filmmakers." Like he at least
Literally
knew
just
why he was
because
here. He was a
and,
bit more self-aware than most of these people tend to be.
and he spewed it literally just because someone dared to say that the alien is one ugly motherfucker. They were like,
Yeah,
absolutely, I draw the line. Absolutely fucking not.
yeah, that is by far the worst, not my predator kind of thing we've seen yet. Like the absolute worst.
Yeah. Also, like, horrible news for this man that he was making sure that this guy, that Paul W.S. Anderson, had to attend screenwriting classes again before being given another franchise. But like 3 months after Alien vs. Predator comes out, he comes out with another Resident Evil movie. So it's gonna be tough, buddy.
Yeah.
They already gave him the reins.
And he's not gonna stop making those for a while.
Yeah.
Those are gonna keep coming
Yeah.
out.
Spoiler alert: we're gonna get a couple of those.
Also, didn't he just say he gave it a 2?
Yeah, he said he dropped it from a 3 to a 2, but this is in the but he also labeled it a 1 out of 10. So
IMDb,
guys
that
all over the
IMDb
place.
inflation, dude.
Yeah.
Just somebody needs to do something about it.
So this guy talking about no respect for a franchise, he's got no respect for the IMDb rating.
He's got no respect for numbers as a concept.
Yeah.
It's like,
Son of a bitch, this guy.
what a
Uh,
jerk.
Our next one star writes, to start off, I just have to say this movie blew chunks. The storyline wasn't good, but it can't be much better. If you ever liked the Alien movies, you would not like this movie. And if you like the Predator movies, You wouldn't like this movie. When the fight scenes happen, it's like you're in heaven. But when the story happens, you think to yourself, maybe when I get home, I could shoot my eyes out with a nail gun. The Predator teams up with a black chick, for fuck's sake. Oh, guy. And run
Oh
around
boy.
together. And that same Predator is also pregnant with an alien's baby. What is this? A soap opera? And in the end, one human survives and one predator. The girl and the predator have a little moment looking at each other, and then you thank God that the movie wasn't any longer, or they would have had dirty sex. On the way home, the predator has the nice little chest burst scene, and the alien is half predator and half alien. That's what I call cool. Dot dot dot. Psych. It sucked.
Okay. So I know I said I hate when people write the reviews that way, where like they're like setting shit up and trying to sound clever, but this guy actually made me laugh. This guy pulled it off, I think.
That was all over the place, man. Like,
Yeah, I
Jim,
can't believe that
yeah.
he like what is
Jim, can
the
I ask
predator?
you, was there
Yeah, go
any
ahead.
moment in this movie where you picked up on some sexual tension between the Predator and Santa Lathan's character?
Nope, not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. As a matter of fact, all I kept thinking was how awkward that predator was. Like the second the predator stopped doing like cool fight scenes and just needed to like walk onto a sled and hold on, he looked so lame. Like,
Way too bulky. Guy been hitting the gym for way too long.
like there's no way that lady would have fucked that predator.
God.
He was like he
This guy was like,
he was
listen,
so lame.
this guy was like, listen, they were on a sled, they were like shooting up towards like the earth, like they were staring at each other, like doomy eyes all day.
Yeah, I will say that moment they had was pretty intimate. It didn't feel sexual at all, though.
It felt like one warrior acknowledging another. Like,
Yeah, yeah. It was also ridiculous that she gave him like the nod, like, yeah, give me the scratch marks. Yeah, like,
oh my God. Also, like, what? Why does it matter that he teams up with a black chick?
you know, it doesn't. It doesn't matter at all, actually. I'm not really sure what that had anything to do with it.
Yeah, like my God, dude, like you gotta chill the fuck out.
Yeah, pretty rough.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, at least he didn't call her a babe.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you
That
think is
might
worse?
be.
What do you think
We
is
might have
worse?
found something worse than the babe thing.
I was gonna
Like,
say,
we might
where
have.
where, where is it worse? If he's being sexist or racist? What's the ruling
You
over
know,
there?
I don't really have an opinion on that actually. All I know is it's less funny when he does it this way. When they say it this, like when they do the racist stuff, it's less funny than when they do the sexist stuff.
Oh, Jim, so you don't respect women? All right, I see how
No, 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 no. Like they're just a
it
laughing stock if they do the sexist stuff. The racist stuff is kind of like I'm kind of like that's not
it's like
you're not even worth laughing at.
it's like, ah, bro, why do we have to go there? Keep it light. We're gonna keep it light then, like our next one-star reviewer, with some salient points they have. Wow, Paul Anderson is a complete idiot. This movie was a
Just absolutely spectacular. Like, I say that exact line to you, just like joking about how crazy these one-star reviews get. Like, if you don't like this movie, you're an idiot. And then, but like, this guy, like,
right
literally,
out the gate.
director of this movie is a fucking idiot. Just so spectacular.
He continues. This movie was a terrible abomination to its parents. Predator 2 was bad, but not this bad. This movie just had far too many flaws to even be in the ballpark of the Alien quadrilogy or Predator. They got so many things wrong with this movie, it's impossible to list them all in a full complaint in only 1,000 words. A Predator little human girl love fest should be enough to send up red flags for anyone who is a fan of the series. Having a
Dude,
human
what?
yeah. Having a human help a predator on the hunt, as honorable hunters that predators are supposed to be, wouldn't he get executed for being weak due to letting a human woman help him fight aliens so he could achieve a higher rank in his clan? Not to mention the like three water towers are seen at the abandoned whaling station in Antarctica. Water towers? Antarctica? Hello? And why is alien blood
So
corrosive to everything the Predator has except the handheld knife and staff? Why didn't they make all of their stuff like the wrist blades? Oh, and I had to laugh at the alien head slash shield Lex uses that somehow has no acid blood in it to take off her arm. This movie was simply atrocious. The worst movie I have paid to see in eons.
eons. You know, when you
Eons,
live for
Jim.
eons, the only thing you can do is focus on inane details in a sci-fi movie. It's like it's a
Water
shame. Like
towers, Jim.
he's lost all luster for life. He's just like, but why isn't there acid blood in there? Like, it's so terrible.
Jim, what about the water towers?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. They need to drink water while they're there, don't they? Like, what does he think? Do you think they had like plastic water bottles in 1904? Like, what are you
He's
talking about?
He's like, they're in Antarctica. They just take the ice and wait for it to melt. It's unlimited water.
Oh,
What
is
are they,
that what he meant?
stupid?
I thought he meant it would freeze.
I don't know. What do you
Plus, how does he know what they were keeping in those towers?
Yeah, right? He doesn't
I mean,
know.
a water tower is just a thing you can put a lot of liquid into. What if they were putting like oil in there or something?
This is true. Sounds like this guy is a complete idiot.
Yeah, that's right. You got it.
We have one last one star here to take us home, Jim. And he writes, I'm a bit confused here. When did predators become team players? And when did the gestation period of an alien take 5 minutes? It must have been the cold. As we all know, cold is the most effective catalyst. In short, the people who made AVP are truly what sci-fi nerds.
What?
What?
Cold is the most effective catalyst? What does that mean? Is he being like snarky? Like that's not true? I don't know. Like,
I think he's being sarcastic. It reads
okay.
as sarcasm, but with these guys, we can never be too sure.
He just said it like so matter of factly. It's like I don't even know because I don't. Is that true or not? I'm not sure.
I don't know. We're gonna have to get some xenomorphs on the phone and see if we can figure it out. Gonna study some genealogy. He continues. In short, the people who made AVP are truly what sci-fi nerds call geeks. They like the same stuff, but when it comes down to it, it's like watching a handicapped kid get into a fight with a Ziploc bag. It's just sad. I would say the whole team played 5 minutes of AVP2 and jumped up and said, hey, let's make a movie. I have never seen such a cut up clusterfuck of unmatched parts. The day a predator makes a shield and staff out of alien parts for his human counterpart is the day Ripley gets a sex change and becomes the cover girl for Vogue. Whoa, guy. But then again, she was able to outrun both predators and aliens who on average can run up to 55 miles per hour. Can I get a ruling on that? And magically, while cutting up an alien, the same metal another predator used seemed to be unaffected by the hydrochloric acid. Personally, I think I'd want my breastplate and wrist blades to be as strong as my Swiss Army knife. I really think Fox turned their back and let this idiot make this film. I mean, the slogan, whoever wins, we lose, didn't make sense because if the alien won, the last predator would self destruct out of honor. And if the predator won, they'd be back next year. But no, instead they both die and the human is the only one left. Wow. Give the dumb shit in charge of advertising a raise.
these these people needed to be stopped, man.
Dude,
These people, this guy.
he tracked the average mile per hour on the predators and aliens.
Yeah, right, right. Which of course, like, had first of all, no, he didn't. Like, no, he didn't. He just
He just had like a
thinks if you write
stopwatch.
it online, nobody's gonna be like, "What the fuck is that guy talking about? How does he know how fast they were going?" He's like, if he thinks if he just says it, people will be like, "Oh wow, that's canon." Like,
I think my biggest question, Jim, is wasn't isn't Ripley already a girl?
yeah, I think he was trying to say like if Ripley turned into a man and then they put him on the cover of Vogue because that would make it even more unlikely.
Jesus Christ, guy.
I guess I don't know, man. That guy was an idiot.
That guy. That guy's points are about as strong as my Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, yeah, that's like I literally hate all these people, man. I know I say I hate them every week, but
Uh,
they're just so hateable.
well, Jim, hopefully we could turn it over to the 10-star reviews. And
No, these people are going to be even crazier. There's no way.
well, you think these people might not have docile takes?
No, no, there's no shot.
Well, let's see what Ranger 75th 2005 has to say on the matter. And he writes, this movie is just pure fun. What it may lack in actual filmatic excellence, it makes up with adrenaline pumping action. You can't go to this movie and not be entertained. Paul Anderson was
Yeah.
a great
The kind of
choice.
person who gives this movie 10 stars, by the way, uses words like filmatic. The fuck does that mean?
Paul Anderson was a great choice, making this already novel idea even more exciting, adding his own story to an already great series. He has brought a sci-fi action flick sense to an already existing horror element, using his B-movie sensibility to create a fun flick for any fan of the series or summer movie experiences. By the way, just to prove this movie was incredible, after viewing the first showing at midnight, we stepped into the parking lot only to be mugged at gunpoint. This seemingly horrible experience probably would have been a lot worse if the movie wasn't as sweet as it was. It made the whole ordeal into a rather funny joke, as the adrenaline from watching the movie
What?
had left us wondering who would have been better disposed of those cracked up thieves, the alien or the predator. We said alien. What say you?
Dude, that is the most unhinged thing we've ever read. There's no way that's true either, first of all. But just like the idea that Alien versus Predator was so good that I got mugged and I was kind of just like, God, isn't that funny? Like, there's no way.
Not only that you weren't bothered by getting mugged, but it was a good thing because it let you have a discussion of who would be better to dispatch
Right,
these
right.
muggers.
Like the one guy was like, "Man, that mugging would have went better if we had the alien here with us," and the other guy was like, "No, the predator." Like, you guys are so
They're just held
awful,
at
awful,
gunpoint.
awful.
They're just held at gunpoint. It's like, man, it'd be pretty good if we had a predator right about now. Oh, just
I mean, every mugging has at least one predator, right?
that is true. Very true. But bum.
Dep- Depending on which way you vote, you might think there's an alien there too.
Oh, hey, oh. I need an air horn.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's just like there's no way that happened. That's so funny that that guy wrote that.
Yeah, I'll take things that never happened for 200, Alex.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This next person, the 10 out of 10 review comes from Cat Killer 5.
Oh.
Oh boy, howdy.
Oh.
I think they might have some salient points here. Let's see. After waiting nearly 15 years for this matchup, Paul W.S. Anderson gives us AVP fans everything we could have hoped for and then some. The master of movie adaptations has seamlessly blended the suspenseful, the look out behind you moments that we've come to expect from these movies with the action-packed fight sequences we've always wanted to see. He includes references to everything that has come before regarding AVP, the video games, the novels, the comic books, and previous movies. A little of everything can be found here. Originally, I thought that because two franchises that have never before seen less than an R rating were coming together and only garnering a PG-13, that would somehow take away from the series. But once again, Paul Anderson shows that it doesn't take gratuitous blood and swearing to make a good movie. The movie faithfully adheres to tradition and canon. Even the inconsistencies can be explained if you look for the right clues.
Oh my God.
Were you looking, Jim?
I mean, unfortunately, yeah. Unfortunately.
Well, you must not have been looking hard enough.
Oh, yeah. I can't believe people really love this movie. That guy can't be real, right?
I don't know. It's entirely possible he is.
I guess. I don't know. I forgot this was made off of a video game too. I like
Yeah, video
I
game.
vaguely remember it being a video game, but I didn't realize the video game came first.
Yeah, neither did I. I thought it came afterwards. But the only thing I knew was that it was like comic books beforehand. Like that's what got it popular was they made like the comic run of it.
Right, right.
Yeah. We've got one final 10 out of 10er here. And they write, see if they could take us home. Does Alien vs. Predator have tons of blood and gore? Nope. But as a great filmmaker once said, violence is far better when it is implicit, not explicit. For those of you who are not particularly up on
Wait,
your
which
vocab,
great filmmaker said that?
I could I think it might have been Spielberg. I don't know.
Hold on.
We're
What
gonna
is
get
that quote?
we're gonna get a ruling. Okay, so this great filmmaker once said, "Violence is far better when it is implicit, not explicit." Let's see. Let's see who we got. I'm gonna say Bertolucci.
I'm gonna guess that nobody said
I'm gonna
it.
take
Let's
zero
put it in.
directors.
Okay, let's see.
It was actually just Paul W.S. Anderson said it.
Violence is better when it is implicit and not explicit. Is that it?
Yes, violence is far better when it is implicit, not explicit. Spoken by Paul W.S. Anderson on the making of Event Horizon.
I don't think anybody said this.
Spoken by John Ford on the set of The Searchers.
Yeah, when I type in that a quote into Google, usually if you type in a quote like that a famous person said, if you type it in word for word, it'll just like pop up.
It actually was this guy. He just made like a fan film and he was just like, I'm a great filmmaker now. And I say violence is far better implicit, not explicit.
Yeah, I guess if anybody listening knows what famous filmmaker said that, please let me know.
Yeah, let us know down in the comments. But this man continues. For those of you who are not particularly up on your vocabulary, that means that violence is much better when implied in some other fashion other than by
Oh,
visual.
God damn it.
Was there action? Yeah, some damn good action. Great thing is from the beginning, we aren't immediately thrown in between the war with the two species. We're given some character. We're given some background. The movie's atmosphere makes it one hell of a solid action pick. And contrary to popular belief, this movie's atmosphere is very dark and creepy, despite the fact that the blood and gore is very minimal. The movie, I honestly think, retains a good amount of scariness, balanced with an interesting backstory on the predators and aliens. It's not the perfect film by any means. I will say this, however, there is no possible way to make a better Alien vs. Predator movie than this one. I was
Have you
never
considered
once
Alien vs.
bored.
Predator starring Chris Evans? Have you considered?
I don't think they ever considered it, Jim. They didn't really think too hard. But dear God, man. I mean, at least I now know the difference between implicit and explicit. So
Yeah, I'm glad he cleared that up
yeah,
for
he
me.
really
That
cleared that up.
was
He really cleared that
Now
up
I
for me.
finally understand that quote by famous filmmaker.
Yeah, just ridiculous. So Jim, let's turn it over to us now. Where do you fall on this movie makes you, when you get home, want to shoot your eyes out with a nail gun, all the way up to you wish you would get mugged so that you can just have stuff to talk about with AVP?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to shoot my eyes out with a nail gun. I'm not quite going that far. I also don't want to get mugged after it. That's true too. So again, somewhere in between those two.
Figure.
And I'm gonna start where I've been usually starting, all the way back at the beginning, right? What who is anybody at the beginning of this movie? Like, usually in the beginning of a movie, they're like, hey, here's a character. Here's like a thing about them. Like, or like, something about their personality, or, maybe a flaw that they have, or a relationship that has some strain. Just like something about them as a human being besides like they walk across ice. Like that's all. Like that lady is climbing a glacier, I guess. Like that's all I know about that lady. I have no idea why she's climbing that glacier, what she does, who she knows, who she cares about, like what her personality is. I just know she's climbing a glacier. You know what I mean?
Well, she does say what she does when they all like meet up on the ship, but it's like it's still so vague. She's just like, I'm a guide for scientists. It's like, okay.
Yeah, you're touching on something there though. A lot of saying during this movie.
A
not,
lot
not
of
so much
talking,
doing.
a
A
lot of
lot of
talking,
saying.
a lot of talking during the routine.
Yeah.
So I'm
Like,
guessing. So what I'm reading from this, Jim, is you were out from the get go.
I mean, like, basically, yeah. I mean, like, not necessarily from that first scene I just mentioned, but when it immediately, like, she got to the top of that glacier and then the guy was like waiting for her and it cut to somebody totally different doing something I didn't understand or care about, and it was being done by a person I didn't understand or care about. Like, then I was kind of like, I might be out. Like, I might be out. Like, it literally took like 3 minutes for me to be kind of out.
I think big sin that it makes in that beginning part, because I'm gonna do I only have one positive about this movie, and we're in this area now, so I'm gonna broach it now. Is that I was kind of in for the beginning of this movie. Do I think it was perfect?
Really?
Absolutely not. It shows, I think, the deficit in what Paul W. Anderson can do as a writer and as a director. Because while I'm watching the opening of this movie, a thought pops into my head as I'm watching it. The opening of this movie is just the opening of Marvel's The Avengers. It's the same trajectory,
Hmm.
just not made at near the right level. And as I'm watching it, it was so interesting to see it, because it's like, this is how two different filmmakers can take the same thing and how wildly different they are. Because
Yeah.
How does the Avengers start? A thing happens that there's a MacGuffin now that everyone needs to get, so we got to round the team up. We go to the plucky badass that's in Russia in Black Widow. Then we go to the Hulk, who's like a scientist hiding out. Same exact thing happens in this movie. Heat Signature shows up in Antarctica. We got to round a team up. Plucky badass is climbing a glacier. We got to round her up. We got some
Yeah.
scientists working on a dig. We got to round them up. Whole teams together. It's time for the adventure. Like, this movie is an adventure movie that's like trying to disguise itself as a horror movie, and its failure is having Paul W.S. Anderson as the filmmaker. And I don't like to take pot shots at filmmakers in the same way that all the one-star people do, but like, his movies kind of speak for themselves in a way where like you can definitely kind of see the deficiency in just like the structure of it, because the
Yeah.
structure is there and he gave himself a nice little setup. Because I like the idea that it's going to be, we round up a bunch of plucky adventurers and explorers who are like hell-bent on going to these like far reach places in search of discoveries, and they kind of become like Icarus, where they fly too close to the sun and they're going to get burned. And the way they do it here is they're going to walk into this ancient battle that they're like no way prepped for. The issue
Yeah.
with the whole opening is that the man can't write characters.
Right, right, right. So I'm gonna stop you for a second because there's one big difference between this movie and the Avengers. Because I am kind of picking up what you're putting down. I do see what you're saying, and I don't necessarily disagree with it, right? I do think the important context is the reason the Avengers can move at such a breakneck pace like that is because I've already seen the Hulk movie. I've already seen the Captain America movie. I've already seen the Iron Man movie. I've already seen the Thor movie. You know what I mean? Like, I have an understanding of who these people are and what might motivate them. And I know enough going into the Avengers movie for the beginning to be fast paced, and then for me to see the consequences of these people I already know kind of like confront that fast-paced beginning. Like, there's actual like human beings that I can sink my teeth into, right?
I don't know. I completely agree.
Um, yeah, so like I get what you're saying, but I think it works when you've laid the groundwork for it. It doesn't work when I literally just met that person 30 seconds ago. You know what I mean?
He needed to do more character development. And that doesn't mean like it needs to be that much longer, but like you need to put some stuff in there, because like we learn on the boat that she's a guide to scientists. So she takes scientists out to these death-defying areas so that they can do their research, and her job is to
Yeah,
get them
yeah.
safe and out. So why don't we meet her doing that job? Why is she just scaling a glacier?
Right. Right. Why? It doesn't make any sense. It
Like
doesn't make
why?
any
Yeah,
sense.
like what? Like her opening should be when, like in Jurassic Park, when fucking Hammond goes and pulls them off of the dig site. Like that's her opening. Is
Yeah.
he goes and pulls her off of her job right now? Like, I need you.
Yeah, you're thinking straight. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
making a lot more sense. That's a lot
And it's
more
like,
interesting. I
and now
understand a
you,
little bit more about the person and
yeah,
what they do and what motivates them.
yeah. And now you're not. It's not even like you're adding runtime. You're just making a more cohesive, clean scene that sets her up and lets us go off to the races. Like
Yeah,
it's yeah.
and this movie ends up, and like we'll keep chewing on this, right? Because another thing, you just mentioned it's like an adventure where people, are like going to the nth degree to explore and yada yada, right? Not a single thing that happens in this movie before Waylon gives them like the rundown of what's going on makes me believe that any of them are that person. Like not a single thing happens. Like the one guy literally finds a Pepsi bottle cap in the ground, and I'm supposed to believe he's gonna risk his entire life to go into that tomb. Like I don't even know who he is or what he's doing. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't make any sense.
It's absurd. I think a better move that they can make here is it's just her and her whole and like she's got a team and that's who they hire. So we don't have to go to all these other places, meet all these other people because when you meet them, her team are like a bunch of explorers. So like you see them do some like death-defying exploring shit when we first meet them.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
sure, right.
And then like the other like nerdy scientist or whatever, like you just meet him on the boat like we do in there. Like and then we're off
Yeah,
to the races.
the other nerdy scientist who I still don't even know what he did. What was his job again?
It's like he did like the carbon dating.
Oh, right, that's right. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
the carbon dater. Yeah.
Yeah. But the only thing we get out of him is just like he's just like I'm documenting the thing for my boys.
Yeah. What was he gonna do though? Carbon date it down there? Like, doesn't he need to like take it back to a lab or something? Like, why is
Fuck
he
if
going down there?
fuck if I know,
It's
Jim.
so stupid.
Yeah. Like they
Like,
could have just brought pieces back to him, like for him to
right, exactly. Like,
yeah.
why would he risk his life? I mean, I guess it's like an interesting thing to see, I suppose, but I don't know. And then
Go
to
on.
kind of cap off this beginning section, right? Maybe the most egregious thing that happens in this entire movie. What would you say the conflict is from when they get to like Waylon's little speech about the heat blip and like they gotta like this they found this temple? Like what's the conflict that's going on between then and when they get to the temple?
When she agrees to go and they go to the temple.
Yeah, I mean you just said it. Yeah, like it's whether she's going to agree to go or not, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And her reasoning for not wanting to go is that it's going to be so dangerous and she doesn't have enough time to train these people. And, unexpected things are going to happen out there. And you don't know, like, if these people aren't trained, somebody's going to get hurt. People might even die, right? And she's like, she does everything in her power to let him know that this is the worst idea in the world to get to the temple, right? She's not even talking about going inside the temple. She's talking about the journey across the ice to the temple, right?
Yeah.
And then she agrees to go, and then like they pull like a Flight of the Conchords where she's like, "We're never gonna make it," and then she's like, "All right, I'll go," and then it's just, "We made it." Like they don't show them going there at all. Like
Yeah.
she spent 7 minutes of this movie hyping up how dangerous it was going to be and how it was a huge mistake and they shouldn't even attempt to go across the ice with this team. And then they're just like, yeah, none of that was true. They just made it there. That was it. Like we didn't even see them like doing anything to get there. They were just there. Like
Because this movie is in a rush to just get to like the bullshit alien versus predator stuff. Where I think this movie is better served if you pull like a Jaws and you're slowly building up to that. Like if you give that spot where she's like just getting to the temple is going to be like rough, and you have like one scene where like they actually have to like maybe they lose a guy like on the way and like something happens like where it shows that like they are so deeply out of their element just with the elements, not even the alien versus predator. So that
yeah,
just keeps building our suspense because we know what's waiting for them there. We know
right.
what they're about to walk into. That leads me to my second thing to piggyback off on our beginning here, as we're talking about in this setup. I hate every single time that they cut to the predator on his way, like behind them. It's not needed, it's not
Nope.
necessary. We know
Nope.
they're there. We should not see a predator or an alien until they get inside the temple. Both of them should already be in there. They should already be in the middle of their war. And the audience and the characters are walking right into it. And it's now like a we got to get the fuck out of here type movie. Like we don't know what, like we just tempted fates. We got to get out of here. But like there's zero reason it just undercuts all the tension of us like waiting for the other shoe to drop when they continuously keep cutting back to just literally nothing scenes. It's a predator in a ship like out of in outer space. He grabs his helmet. That's the scene. Why did I need
Yeah.
that? Like it's
Here's the much better version of this movie. They traverse the elements and dangerous things happen and maybe some people do get hurt and they become like a liability that they have to drag along with them. They get to the temple and the aliens are like already like busting out. Like it's not even that they're going into the temple at all. Like they get there and they're like, what the fuck are those things? We need to leave immediately, right? And then you're paying off that whole like what was it? Like the point of safe return? Like where now we know how dangerous it was for them to get there. They are trying to get out. Like they're going back the same dangerous way they just came, but now they have aliens chasing them, and the predators are chasing the aliens, trying to like put them down because they can't let them get out, right? Now all of a sudden, your main character, who was like, "This is a bad idea," couldn't have been more right. She was like, "This unexpected things are going to happen on our journey across the ice." That's the important part because that's what this main character does. Like she needs to face that challenge, right? If your main character is going to be somebody who leads people across ice, the main conflict of your movie has to be about leading people across ice. I don't know how else to say it. Like it's got to be, right?
absolutely, yeah. And then you
Um
have like a lot of throwdowns in the art like Antarctic town. And she's
Sure, yeah,
like,
whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do. But like it just
this
like if your movie's gonna start that way, it has to pay off in some way, and it literally doesn't pay off a single time.
I think this movie, like one of its biggest critical mistakes and like a sea of critical mistakes is, one of the things we talk about that we love so much in movies is world building and lore. And this is like the first movie I can think of that we did where I don't want any of the lore or like world building that they give me. I don't need
It's
any of
very
it.
forced.
They like I don't need to see them step on a thing that then like sets off the alien queen being released and like they start making it like they should walk in, aliens are already there. Aliens laid a trap for the predators. The predators show are there. They're fighting. We walked into it. That's all we need. I don't need the weird flashback where I see them like fighting on like the pyramid. We don't need all of the shit that you do in that. They just walk into this battle and now they have to escape.
Yeah, and this is I think the problem though, like we talk about this a lot with adaptations, like that lore is very much the fan service part of the adaptation. And this is what fans always think they actually want, but they don't really want. Like it's because it's a comic book that people follow and was popular, and they're like, well, this is the basis of the comic book. We need to like put that in there somehow, either so people understand or the fans can be like, see, yeah, just like the comic book, you know? And it's
Movie's
like
worse for
none of
me.
it matters. None of it's important. It's so
Yeah,
stupid.
yeah. Because like I tune out as soon as you just start rehashing the Alien and Predator movies. Like, oh, the eggs show up in the sacrificial chamber. Like, oh, all right, like we're sending them down to the thing to be farmed. Like, oh,
Yep.
like Predator's doing the Predator thing. It's just like I like you had every opportunity to like push your franchise forward and do new and interesting things here, like within it, but you just did the same old shit that I can see in better movies. Like, so
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even think that this was an interesting idea to push it forward. I think that this is like as a concept, it appeals to the lowest common denominator. You know what I mean? And like maybe
I'm not
not even lowest
expecting.
common denominator is the right way to put it, because I don't think it's even common. I think there's just like a very particular type of person who's like, yo, wouldn't it be cool if like the alien fought the predator? You know what I mean? Like it's like
I mean,
and
like
like I don't think at the end of the day it really is that cool, you know? Like
I mean, it's not something that I'm sitting there like clamoring for, but at the end of the day, it's I'm not like looking for highbrow out of this anyway. Like, but there's a world where you can at least make this movie serviceably entertaining. That's
yeah, and I
not a
mean
complete pile of just nonsense.
right, and start by making it a movie. I mean, we talked about Anchorman, which is about as close as a movie can get to a steaming pile of nonsense. But like Anchorman still has like a protagonist. You know what I mean? Like it's like even if that stuff is very minimal and like doesn't really like you're not gonna it's not gonna win any Oscars, you know, you're not gonna write like essays about the story of Anchorman, but it has a story, like it exists, you know what I mean? Like it has a character who learns things through plot and action and like his relationships change and grow. And like even if it's like ham-fisted when you do that, your movie is so much better if you at least try. And this movie doesn't do that, like at all. It doesn't even attempt to.
Which is a shame because it has the bones there. Like I like the idea of like a bunch of like Indiana Jones type explorers going to this hidden temple, and all of a sudden there's these like horrific creatures there to like fuck them up. But they just don't
Yeah,
put in
right. But just
any of the legwork to make that fun and exciting and cool.
you can make that a lot that movie cool a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
The like one of the best ways to make it not cool is make the things fucking them up xenomorphs and predators. Like that's like
I don't that
you could
that
make a good like monster movie out of this. You could make like all kinds of good movies out of this. It's so dumb when it's the alien versus the predator. It's so dumb to me. And like the fight scenes not even cool. Like it's like it
the
ruins
fight scenes are brutal.
like when you're saying like an adventure movie where they run into monsters, you're thinking more like The Mummy where it's like action packed, or are you thinking something more like suspenseful?
Thinking like the Mummy, where it's like action packed. The way they set this movie
Okay.
up in the beginning, like this is like an action adventure movie.
Yeah, because to me it's like the movie you're describing to me is like I picture like an action adventure movie that's all of a sudden turns into like a I guess like a thriller, like a kind of suspenseful like horror movie. Like when they get there, there's like something evil happening, you know?
I mean, like
But I guess that's not what you're saying.
the Mummy's
So
like
I
that
get
though.
it. What's that?
The Mummy's like that though. It's an action adventure movie that once the Mummy comes out, it has like moments of that type of like thriller elements to it.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I guess I'm saying make it more like The Mummy. Like but
Oh,
like
that's what I think too. Like this movie should be much more like the Mummy. Also, like if you want to build up to the point where she's gonna throw down to become a warrior with the Predator, where the Predator is gonna be like, "Yo, respect," like warrior sees warrior. Like, why don't we set that up in the beginning that like she has any type of like either like running away from the fight or like looking to prove that she can fight, like
right, because there's no story. Like because the ending has nothing to do with the beginning. Like it's so bad.
because like you tell me like, yeah, we're gonna have a woman like, or you're gonna have somebody by the end of this movie. The Predator is gonna be like, all right, listen, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. We're gonna team up and we're gonna fight. And I'll be like, yeah, it sounds pretty cool. And then you just bungle what could be like a pretty sick moment, like because like, and
Yeah,
also
right.
she should have stepped up and she should have burned that shit into her forehead like he did.
Yeah, she should
Like
have. That would have
like
been way better. Yeah.
how badass would that have been if she was like, I'm going the full way, bro. Like if you did it, I'm fucking doing it. Like
It would have been a very visual way for you to complete the transformation you were just talking about, right?
if
Um,
she's somebody who was trying to escape from the fight, like for fear of what she could do to somebody, and then realizes she has to step up and do it, or she's someone looking to prove herself that she can fight the best of the best, like, and then she does that to like be like, I'm committed, like, that's fucking sick. That's pretty sick.
yeah. Yeah, like I mean, honestly, if it's just the movie Prey, where like she's like trying to be like on like say she's like a soldier and she's trying to get on to like some special unit, and this is like maybe like a test run, or like maybe she's like couldn't cut it in Delta Force, so now she's like working for like a small merc team, you know
She's
what I
on D
mean? And like
Squad.
but right, like her warrior career never really panned out the way she wanted it to, you know what I'm saying? And like now this is like the ultimate chance for her to prove herself. But that basically is just like the movie Prey, right? Like that's all that is.
Yeah.
Um so I mean I guess they got it right eventually,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
but
like,
yeah,
how much better is Prey than than this? So like,
much better,
yeah,
much better.
yeah. So like that point, that works. Now Jim, they never for a single second, predators don't talk. So my question for you, as I was perusing some research into this movie, there's
Okay.
actually a name for all three predators.
Oh, like it's the same name?
No, they each have their own individual name.
Interesting.
even though they
Oh,
never
I thought
talk.
you meant like there's like actors. Okay.
No, no, no. Like the predators in the movie, they all three of them have their own individual names, even though none of them can speak to each other. We never hear them talk to each other or know what they're
Okay.
saying.
Okay. Try
But the
and pronounce them.
three of them have a name. Any guesses as to what you think? Throw a name out of what
No,
you think
how
they could
how
be.
on earth would I guess the predator's name? It's like something crazy alien sounding, isn't it?
No, no, Jim, it's not. It's
Uh, is it
regular.
John?
No, no. Well, you ready for these names?
Yeah, I'm ready. Just hit me with them.
Chopper, Hiltic, and our main predator at the end, Scar.
Oh God. Oh, I guess Scar because he's got the scar, right?
But like, what on earth are we talking about here?
Yeah, I mean that just seems like they needed to name them something, like for like the writing and reading purposes of it.
Like,
Like that beats
absolutely.
writing Predator 1, Predator 2, and Predator 3 100 times.
But
You know what I'm saying? Like,
like, when I saw that, it was like, wow, there's actually a name for all the man. Like, look at the research this man did in for all these predators. He gave them backstories. He's like, I wrote a whole universe for these guys.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I wonder if those are actual predators from the comics.
Well, yeah, that is a good question. I don't know. So, like, how do you? This does your pet peeve, the setup for the sequel. How do you not have her last act be to fight the predator alien hybrid that's gonna like come out of Scar?
Yeah, I mean, and like, there's an easy way for that to happen. All that needs to happen is those predators just need to give her a ride home. They left her, they left her in the fucking middle of the Arctic with like no jacket. Like that lady's gonna last like 15 minutes after those predators leave.
They're like, listen, I'll fight beside you, but I draw the line at giving you a ride home.
Right, exactly. Like, but yeah, no, that's way better. Yeah, if she fights the alien predator hybrid, like now you're talking. Like, you're onto something there.
It's like she teams up with Scar. They fight the aliens. She thinks she's proved herself as a warrior princess. Then all of a sudden, Scar fucking just like collapses and that thing shoots out of him. And now that's her final test.
Yeah, it would have been better than the Queen fight, I think.
The queen fight's not even a fight. They just like run away from her until they could drown her. Like,
Yeah, yeah, pretty
yeah,
bad.
dumb as shit. So like this movie was a very frustrating watch because I wanted to like it. There are bones within this movie where a good movie, an entertaining movie, fun summer blockbuster could have been formed, and we
Yeah,
didn't.
I mean, I don't know. I get why you would say that, but I think we're jumping through a lot of hoops to make like what we think are like watchable versions of this movie. And really like they're like completely different things the way we're describing them. Like they're not even like the maybe the slightest glimmer of bones are there in this one, but I think that's even giving it a lot of credit.
Well, it is. It is being something different, but that's the that structure that he sets up in the beginning is for a completely different movie.
Yeah.
Like, and it's the one we're talking about, which is what the movie should be, but it's not that because they have to do the fan servicey bullshit, like you said, which just
Yeah.
goes to show, like, you should never ever listen to the fans when you're making a movie. I know Last Jedi fans, I know that makes you upset out there. The people that the Last Jedi broke you, I know it makes you upset to hear that, but you need to hear it. Movie When they make movies, your opinions and thoughts, they should never give a single iota of a fuck about it. Like, because it's only going to hurt the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean like maybe the last thing I have to say about this and what is ultimately like the biggest disappointment about it because I mean, like, I'm the first person to say that like schlocky movies can be very enjoyable, you know? I think that the first prerequisite we've talked about a bunch already is like they need to at least attempt to have a story like that's coherent and cohesive. And we know it fails on that front. The second thing that it really needs, though, for these kind of schlocky movies, the fight scenes and the action have to be like very entertaining. They have to be like fun to watch, and I don't think that any of the alien and predator fights in this movie are like meet that standard. I think they're all kind of lame looking and boring. Like,
No, I agree. And the horrible like CGI, like that 2004 era CGI that happens on the aliens when they like go to fight and attack, like does not hold up well, has not aged well. It looks horrible. And
yeah.
then you like combine that against what's clearly like a dude in a suit for Predator, and it just doesn't
Right.
well.
Right. The dude, the dudes in the predator suits, like some shots they looked pretty cool, but like there was a good amount of that movie where I was like, those guys look so stupid. Like there's that looks so cheesy and lame.
You know what? They looked like out of shape predators. Like they were like bulky. Like they were like bulky to the point that it looked like they hadn't like been on a hunt in like decades.
Yeah, maybe that's why they didn't survive.
Yeah, like you see the like you watch the first Predator movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and like that Predator is like ripped. Like the Predators in this one look like they just got off the couch after watching like 6 seasons of the X-Files.
Right, right, yeah. So I don't know. It just like the it failed on the story front, which again, it doesn't need to be like too complex and deep for a movie like this, but it didn't even get anywhere near like any kind of depth. And then yeah, like the fight scenes were I think very underwhelming.
Yeah, it's a very underwhelming movie, and it's a pure case for why, fan service is not always a good thing and should always be taken with a grain of salt. I don't know that I have much else to say about this one.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty tapped out too.
All I'll
Um,
say is I'll see you for the sequel. Yes, yes, yes.
so oh yeah, the sequel. Does AVP 2 have the Alien Predator hybrid in it? Did you see
Uh,
that movie in theaters?
I did see it in theaters, so we will be
Yeah,
doing that.
never mind. Let's just talk about it then. I don't even. This is such a disappointment. This is,
I don't remember if it is in it, but I'm assuming so. At least I would hope so. That would be crazy if they made a sequel like however many years later and they just ignored that.
I can't believe you didn't learn your lesson, and now you're gonna make me watch the second one of these eventually.
Do I ever learn my lesson?
I guess not.
I'm still waiting to learn my lesson.
Yeah. So we're gonna move to some awards here.
Oh, I shudder to think.
We are gonna take a peek in on, well, it's nominated for a category that we've covered before. We covered worst sequel or remake at the Razzies, which Scooby-Doo 2 was the winner of, and we talked about that way back when.
This deserves it over Scooby-Doo 2. That's insane.
Yeah, I agree. 1,000% agree.
Can you quickly remind me what the other nominees were?
Uh,
If you don't have it
nope.
up, then
No, I
you
can't.
don't have it saying.
I'm literally only telling you about the Scooby-Doo thing because I'm saying we're not talking about it. It's not pulled
Gotcha,
up, and I'm
gotcha.
not
All right.
pulling it up.
We'll pull a Fight Club on that one. We won't talk about it.
Yeah. Where we're gonna check in here is at the Fangoria Chainsaw Awards, which
Yeah,
I'm
sure. Yeah,
assuming some
sure.
kind of like horror film situation going on.
Yeah, those sound like awards we should listen to.
And we're gonna check in on the worst film category.
Yeah. All right, all right. Here we go.
Because this is like a pretty standard award show. It has all the things you would think of, like best score, best screenplay, best makeup, like all that good stuff. But there is also a worst film. It's the only negative one I can see here.
Okay.
And we are gonna do what we've been doing these last few weeks. We are gonna try and figure out ways to get you to guess these movies.
All right, let's go, baby.
So I think really the move here is to just say this is the 2005 Fangoria Chainsaw Awards. So think horror movies.
So the
Uh,
2005.
yeah,
So it's
2005, but I
all.
mean like
Well, are they actually
it's gonna
listening to
be
the?
movies between '04 and '05, right?
Okay,
Because we
but
know
like,
Predator, we know AVP comes out in '04, right?
yeah,
Summer of '04.
but they're
Well, I
respecting.
don't exactly know when the breaking points are, but think '04, '05.
They're
That's kind of like where
respecting
you're.
the '04 for movies. Um, shit. What
I
kind of
mean, some of these might be
is
'05 movies. I don't know. Like it's like
great?
it could be a little bleed
Great.
over. The point is just stay in that early 2000s, like that kind of
Gotcha,
2 years.
gotcha, gotcha.
And I'm gonna give you one single hint.
Okay.
Well, I'll give you some context first. There's five nominees.
Five nominees, so AVP we know is already on there. So we
Yep.
have four other
There's
ones.
four others.
I'm gonna say Paul W.S. Anderson's doing double work, baby. I'm gonna say Resident Evil Apocalypse is also on there.
Nope.
What? Really?
Nope. I don't
Wow.
think that's a horror movie, really.
That's come on.
I guess it's a zombie movie in theory. Well, okay, Dawn of the Dead's on here, so I guess it could be like
What?
not for worst film. It's
I
it's
was gonna
nominated
say, I
at the
was like,
Fangoria Chainsaw Awards for something.
you just scared the shit out of me. I was like, they put Dawn of the Dead on there? Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm gonna give
Um,
you a hint.
the oh no. Heather loves this movie. Is the butterfly effect on there?
No.
Oh my god, dude. I'm
This
all
is
over.
really hard, right?
Dude, this is hard. This is hard. Hold
It's
on.
easy when I'm staring at it, but there's no way I could get this. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, without like an actor or like some form of
well, I'm gonna tell you, we've done more than one of these movies
they
on
didn't
this
they
podcast.
didn't put Club Dread in there, did they?
No.
Because I was gonna say, would they consider that like a horror movie?
No, I don't think so, but it's not that one. Two of the five nominees, well, three of the five if you count Alien versus Predator. So try and get those two first.
We've done them?
Yep.
What other horror movies have we done from
And we're
this?
not going back too far, right? This is probably in '04, so like they're fairly recent episodes.
Oh, is The Village on there?
The Village is the ultimate
Yeah.
winner of
Oh,
worst film at
The
the
Village
Fangoria
wins?
Chainsaw Awards.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, so we got The Village on there. Um, did they count Van Helsing?
Van Helsing is also on there. So you've got the three if you count Alien versus Predator that we've seen. I'm gonna give you another hint here.
Okay.
One of them is a shark movie.
Open Water.
Yeah, open water. You got it.
Nice. I remember that. I didn't see that one in theaters, but I remember that movie when we were kids because it had one of the dudes from Broken Lizard in it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I got one more left in the tank.
Yeah, I think we've talked about
Is
this
it?
one in another
Yeah.
episode.
I think we did too. Is it Taking Lives with Angelina Jolie?
No,
Oh,
no.
dude, I really thought I had it there.
It's a Sarah Michelle Gellar movie, if that means
Sarah,
anything to you.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah, we specifically were talking about the fact that Sarah Michelle Gellar was in this movie in the previous episode.
Oh fuck, that's right. You did it already. What was the
And if you
movie?
can't get it with that, I'm just going to tell you what it is.
What was the movie? It was fuck. I already forgot. What was it?
It was The Grudge.
Yes, the fucking Grudge. God damn it, dude. Why? Why did I forget that so quickly?
That's the fifth one. And then I mean, yeah, that's really all the stuff worth talking about.
You mean you don't want to deep dive into Santa Lathan's deep filmography?
No, I also don't want to talk about the Golden Schmo Awards.
Yeah, nope, no, thank you there. I mean,
This
really,
one's at least worth mentioning. We're not gonna like dive too much into it, but at the Golden Grals,
what the hell is that?
Raul Bovo wins for Best Italian Performer Working Abroad.
Oh my God.
So I
They're like, we're
guess it's
just
like
so
some kind of
happy.
Italian movie award.
They're like, we're just so happy he went to another country and he got to be in a movie.
Yeah, it's the Italian dream, man. He went to America and he made something of himself.
I'm gonna go to America.
Um,
I'm gonna make an AVP.
And then yeah, I don't really want to talk about this movie anymore. There's nothing worth diving into as far as I can see.
And I mean, we're just a few episodes away from Paul W.S. Anderson's next classic, where
Yeah,
maybe
so
talk a little bit more about him. But all right, Jim, I think then we're good to turn our
well,
attention now.
actually, wait. I have one more question for you.
A question for me. Absolutely. Let's hear it.
Where does this rank in terms of alien movies for you? And I'm not going to do Predator movies because all of those are bad except for the first one.
I was just about to say, I was like, hold on. Jim, first off, it's probably been a minute, but I would give yourself a rewatch on Predator 2. It's a lot better than you thought.
Okay, so you know what? You're not the only person who's told me that recently, and so maybe I will have to go back and check it out.
I'm not saying it's
But
an
like,
amazing movie, but as far as like 90s action movies go, Predator 2 is pretty sick.
yeah, let's work our way backwards with the Alien movies. Alien Romulus, way better, right?
Way better.
Way
Leagues
better.
better. Even though that movie also falls in the same pratfall of like being too fan servicey, it at least like airs on the right side of fan servicey.
Yeah, it's. I mean, dare I say, it is my Alien. You know what I mean? Like it's at least leaning into like the suspense building throughout the movie, kind of similarly to how it does in the first Alien movie. I wouldn't say it's the same, but it's at least like in the same
Ballpark.
mood. You know what I mean? It's like the same genre.
Yes.
What was the one? Was it? What was that one called? Was it Alien Covenant?
In Covenant. Oh, gee. I mean, come on. A movie where I get to watch Michael Fassbender and Michael Fassbender like finger each other with a flute. Like, you know that movie's going
Yeah,
above
that
the
was that
repeat.
one. Yeah, Alien Covenant. Okay,
Don't
yeah.
worry. I'll do the fingering.
Yeah, Alien Covenant also way better than this movie.
That
I
that
don't even know
scene
that I liked Alien Covenant.
that scene is an all-timer. The rest of that movie's dog shit, but that scene is an all-timer.
With the one before that one, it would have been Prometheus, right?
It's the one before that one was Prometheus.
I
That
will take
movie,
Prometheus.
I would also take Prometheus. That movie actually holds up better than I remember. I
I
didn't remember
like I
liking it.
like Prometheus.
Yeah, I didn't.
Prometheus is a good movie.
Yeah, I didn't
I don't
like it
care what
so much
anybody else
when we
says.
saw it the first time in theaters, but it's grown on me.
Yeah, that scene in Prometheus when she uses the like automatic doctor to perform a C-section on the alien baby is like wild. It's like a crazy thing to have happened in a movie.
Yeah, that movie is
Um,
is way better than we gave it credit for back then, or at least I gave
yeah.
it credit for back then.
And then before Prometheus, it's like just the quadrilogy, right? Like that
Yeah,
people were talking about. So what was the fourth one? Alien Resurrection?
Resurrection. Yeah. Also, another all-timer scene where Sigourney Weaver just one shots that like backward shot, like with nothing but net. Do you
Yeah.
remember that scene?
No, I don't think I've ever seen Alien
Oh my
Resurrection.
God. So for whatever reason on the spaceship, there's a basketball court. And Ron Perlman and his team are playing basketball, and they throw the ball to Sigourney Weaver, and she just like walks away from the net, but throws the basketball behind her, sinks it, nothing but net. Actual one take shot. She did that in real life.
Wow.
You
Pretty sure they
totally
stole that from Escape from LA, but
listen. You got to steal from the
although
classics, right?
maybe Alien Resurrection came out first, I'm not sure.
But yeah, Escape from LA is the second one. Yeah, I don't know when that one came out, but yeah,
Yeah.
Alien Resurrection also dog shit.
Yeah. So what do you take though? Do you take Alien
Uh,
Resurrection or AVP?
I would take AVP only because AVP is shorter.
Wow. Wow. That's crazy. I gotta go watch Alien Resurrection now.
So if I have to sit through dog shit on both counts, I'm taking the shorter one.
And then this will be the last one because obviously we both know we're taking Aliens and Alien over this movie, right?
Sure.
Um, Alien 3, what do you think?
I would still take Alien.
I've never seen Alien 3 either, so.
It's not great, but it's better than AVP.
All right, so AVP beats one count 'em one
Yeah,
Alien movie
one
for you.
one Alien movie. Yeah, and
And it doesn't beat any of the ones that I've actually seen. The other two I haven't seen, so I don't know. Maybe I'll get back to you on that.
and then I would have to rewatch it again, but I think maybe it's probably on the same playing field as Predators, the one with Adrian Brody and Topher Grace.
And Forrest Whitaker, don't forget Forrest
Yeah,
Whitaker.
yeah. But it's no, isn't it Lawrence Fishburne?
Oh, it is Lawrence Fishburne, you're right.
Jesus, you racist.
No, I just haven't
Mix
seen that in a
mix it
while.
up. Yeah, no, I'm gonna
It's
say
in my defense, I'm pretty sure he's cross-eyed in it, so it's reasonable for
I don't
me
know.
to have thought it was Forrest Whitaker.
It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. I think I only saw it the one time and I never touched that one again.
Yeah, it
Um,
wasn't good. Wasn't
wasn't
good,
good.
Rob.
But Prey, Predator 2 and Predator leagues better than AVP for sure.
Yeah.
Are you excited
Um,
for did you see the trailer for the new Predator movie?
I might have.
Predator Badlands?
No, Wait, what is it about?
So
That sounds so silly.
it follows a predator on its home planet fighting having to fight bigger and meaner predators.
Oh my
That's what it
God,
looks
dude,
like.
that
It's like
sounds so
yeah, it's
stupid.
like someone sat in a room and they were like, "What if the predator was Arnold Schwarzenegger and he had to fight an even bigger predator?"
Yeah. No, no, but they didn't say it like that. They were like, what if the Predator was in the Arnold Schwarzenegger spot? And then somebody asked, like, well, yeah, but what's going to be hunting him? And then they said, an even bigger Predator. Because why not? No,
Yeah,
that sounds dumb. That
I got
sounds real dumb.
well, hold on, I got a log line for you. In the future, on a remote planet, a young predator, outcast from his clan, finds an unlikely ally and embarks on a treacherous journey in search of the ultimate adversary.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Uh,
don't know.
I mean, directed by the same guy who did Prey, Dan Trachtenberg. So maybe we,
Yeah, I mean, maybe,
cautiously
maybe.
optimistic.
It sounds, I mean, I guess it sounds like, at least it sounds like a movie, you know? It's got that going for it. It's,
Tagline: First hunt, last chance.
oh God, I don't know. I don't know, man. I might be out.
What does Raj have to say on that tagline?
Yeah, well, what does Raj have to say about this movie? Did Raj review this?
You're not gonna play a drop thinking what Raj would like?
Okay, hold on.
I mean, you got a Taylor setup for a drop tonight.
This is the most unpleasant movie to look at that I can remember. Gene, I sat there appalled. They put almost nothing on the screen.
And Raj hated this movie so much, he didn't even review it.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, couldn't find any.
I kind of had a feeling.
Yeah, Raj wasn't touching this one. He was like, "Nah, I'm going on vacation. It's the end of August. I'm going on vacation. Not touching this one." So we'll leave it up to us then to pick up the slack for him. Final rating, final thought for AVP.
Um, I am gonna give this, man, I don't know. I'm interested to see, like, you know what? I can't think about what we've done before. I can only think about how I feel about this movie right now. I am gonna give this 1 star.
Another week that we are just in lock and step with each other. I'm also going to give this 1 star. It's just a catastrophic misfire.
Yeah,
Like,
that
and
you know what? Those 2 words. You played Ebert this week
I did
because you just summed up everything we said into 2 words.
catastrophic misfire. Like, you messed up when the whole time I'm watching your movie, I'm just envisioning better ways to make your movie. Like, not a good movie.
Yeah.
It's a
No,
tough.
it's like, and I'm just like wondering when it's gonna end, and like, ugh.
Yeah. Uh, oh man, oh man. All right, so with one from you and a one from me, we're going for an overall score of two, and we got two movies that we got to do battle with here, Jim. Do you take AVP or Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius?
Oh, that's man. Huh.
Yeah, yeah. There's a thinker for you.
I'll take AVP.
I'm also taking AVP.
Yeah,
Uh,
that was tough though. That took me a second.
it was very tough. An even tougher battle for you, my friend. Maybe,
Oh boy.
possibly. AVP or King of the Twos, Kangaroo Jack. Now, people at home
Damn.
can't see this, but I just saw the absolute devastation in his face as he had to contemplate such a thought.
Yeah, I'll take AVP. No, it wasn't that I had to contemplate such a thought. That face was me realizing that I was gonna pick AVP again. Like it was me being like, I did not see that coming at all, but here we are. Yeah, AVP.
He's like, I'm gonna have to make AVP King of the Twos right now. AVP King of the Twos.
Yeah, the twos is no fun. The twos
Yeah,
is like,
Twos is not a place you want to be hanging out in. It's just it's oof, oof, tough company to keep. But that's where you
Yeah.
belong, MVP. And all eyes will be on
Wait,
next
what
week.
are you taking? You didn't do the last one.
No, I said I was going to take AVP also for King of the
Oh,
Hill.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah. No, no, I'm taking AVP also.
okay,
Um,
okay.
all eyes now, Jim, to wonder, will Anacondas join this league next week? Or will Anacondas somehow covet the Dr. Doolittle 2 award? I guess
I, if there was ever a movie that could do it, it might be Anaconda's The Hunt for the Blood Orchard. But I guess we'll see next week.
we will find out. This is a movie I have not touched since I saw it in theaters. Um, so take that what you will. But you'll have to join us here next week when we answer that age-old question of where anacondas will fall on our illustrious list. Now, Jim, what was the last thing you jammed on?
I don't know. I haven't been watching a lot of movies.
Still on your Law and Order binge?
No, not really. I haven't been watching as much lately. You know what? I've been playing more video games recently. That's kind of where my extra time has been spent.
All right. What have you been playing right now?
Marvel Rivals is like what I'm locked in on.
You're on that. You're on that right now.
Yeah, I'm having a good time with it. What about you? What have you seen recently? Oh,
So
wait, you know what? I do have one more thing.
okay.
I almost didn't think of it because we kind of spoke about this a little bit earlier, but the trailer for Megan 2 is amazing.
Uh, yeah, it's gonna be a movie, all right. Listen, Jim, it's actually your respect levels are just at an all-time low. It's not Megan 2, it's Megan 2.0.
Oh, is that what it is? 2.0. Even better. M3 GAN 2.0.
Yeah, that movie looks absolutely outrageous. It's gonna be a very absurd summer movie, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm dying to know why that other robot is chasing them. I'm dying to know.
Well, you're gonna have to get your ass to a theater June 27th. That's our plug.
I'll be there.
Be there or
I
be
also,
square.
before you get your licks here, have you seen the Superman trailer yet?
The new one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, there's two?
What? There's two
They made
trailers.
it.
There was the original one that's been out for like a few months, and then they just put out another one.
Oh, they did right. They put one out like a week ago or
Yeah,
something, right?
yeah. I saw that.
What do you
Looks good.
think? Thoughts?
I'm in. I'm in.
I don't know. I think I'm kind of in, but
I'm in. I trust James Gunn. I think it seems a little overstuffed in the trailer. They show a lot of characters and a lot of superheroes and supervillains. I'm hoping that maybe a majority of those might be like a montage run. But I trust James Gunn. The man's never led me astray yet. So
yeah, I've been burned by like there's something so fascinating to me about like the character of Superman being like held accountable and like he's so cool that he's like yeah, I'll let him do it even though like he absolutely doesn't have to. Like there's no way like he could just like kill everybody if he really wanted to, you know? There's something so interesting to me about that, but I was also burned by that in Batman versus Superman because they kind of made it look like that's how that movie was going to be. And then it was like not really so much that, you know?
yeah,
So I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic about the new Superman movie. I do appreciate James Gunn as a director and writer for that matter. So
I mean, hey, it's 3 for 3 with Guardians movies, so I trust it's in good hands.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Not according to the internet, though. Those Snyder fans would have you believe in this movie is an affront.
I can those people, there's no saving them. They like Rebel Moon. I mean, can we can we be
But
honest?
talk about the poster child for why we shouldn't listen to fan service.
Yeah. It's like one of
There's
the worst things about the internet is like there's so many people who'll just defend something like will defend a person no matter what they do, and by extension, they'll defend all their work no matter what. Like they, it's like any reasonable, objective person would see Rebel Moon and be like, that wasn't that good. Like,
also like to dick ride so hard for someone that like you've never met, you will never meet, doesn't know you exist. It's
yeah, and like you're like a big part of your personality is you're just going to bat for Zack Snyder. Like I guess Zack Snyder, sorry. I
It's
always
just
put
like,
that C in there.
it's insane. And I don't mean to pick on Zack Snyder. I think this should stand for any celebrity or any person that you like idolize. Like, maybe don't idolize them that much. Like that's a crazy amount of idolization. Like,
Yeah, probably not good for anybody.
maybe we don't deify our celebrities. Maybe you just like, enjoy their work when it hits and recognize sometimes when they miss. People miss. No one's 100%. It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with all that, without further ado, what have you watched recently? What do you
The
got?
last, well, I mean, no, I like that you brought up a trailer. I think that's an interesting thing to at times talk about new trailers when they drop, to be some kind of concurrent within the movie system here. But the last movie I did
I
watch,
mean, by the
actually,
time this episode comes out, the new Superman trailer is going to be like 2 months old. But
this Superman movie probably have dropped by then.
yeah.
um, the last movie I went and saw is I actually finally got to go and see The Accountant 2.
Oh, I
And
was a big fan of the first Accountant.
Ben Affleck, John Bernthal. Very good movie. I actually liked it more than I liked the first one. Wildly different. It like the first one is like a very like slow burn thriller. This one is like a buddy comedy.
Oh,
Yeah, and
okay.
it's cool. And it's great.
Yeah,
Having
they got the bros back together.
yeah, having the two of them bounce off of each other for like the majority of the movie, it's great. It's absolutely great. Uh Still completely insane plots to me though, that they were just like, what if we just made it that like autistic people were the X-Men? Like that's what these movies are. Like these movies are absolutely insane. Like, cause do you remember like how the reveal at the end of the first one?
That
It
they're
was
brothers, right?
Well, there's that, but that also that the mysterious voice on the phone that gives him all of his jobs is actually one of the other like girls at the home that doesn't speak, that she uses the
Oh,
computer to
yes,
translate all that,
yes,
and it's like a world-class hacker. So
yes, yeah,
in this
yeah.
movie, she now has a whole team of people that also live at the home that hack with her. And I'm like, they just turned them into the X-Men. I'm like,
It's
this is fucking
amazing.
insane. Like,
It's amazing. I mean, if you're gonna make that into a franchise, that's like maybe the only way to do it.
like they took the slogan of Transformers where it's like they're more than meets the eye and like just ran with it.
Yeah, they
And
took them. There's more than meets the eye, and they applied it to autistic people who like to do puzzles.
yeah. And like it works. Like I watched the movie and like it doesn't feel like wildly offensive. Like it's kind of like endearing and like I'm like totally along for the ride and like I'll watch like five more of these.
I might wait a week on Mission Impossible and just go see The Accountant 2 this weekend. You're kind of pitching it to me in a way that makes it very watchable.
You're gonna have to because with freaking Lilo and Mission coming out, like accountants probably losing a shitload of screens.
That's what I'm saying. I'm hoping it's still around, but the theater by me has a lot of screens, so I'm
Oh,
sure
dude,
it'll. It's
yeah,
only like a couple of weeks old, right?
yeah, there's a few weeks. I think it was the last week of April it came out, so probably like just about a month. But yeah, if
Yeah,
you've got a theater that's got a lot of screens, like they probably still have some accountant showtimes.
yeah, and they'll probably be empty as shit because everybody's seeing Mission Impossible.
It's true. It's where I'll be this weekend. So yeah, those are your recommendations. Should you choose to accept them or not, that's up to you. Form your own opinions on these movies. Make sure you join back with us next week when we dive into Anacondas, the hunt for the blood orchid. And as always, see you at the movies.